and welcome to the latest Craftmania Sunday Showcase. I am Jamie and I'm going to be your host today as I take you through some brand new products. Now these are exciting, fresh, new, shiny products that I think you're really going to love. We're looking today at matching dies and stamps. Now you don't have to buy them together, so if you're somebody who doesn't really like stamping or doesn't really like dies, don't panic, you can buy them individually, you can use them individually. But if you're like me and a bit of an all-rounder and like to experiment with all of these different products, together they will create amazing things. So this is just a quick glimpse at one of the products we're going to be showing you today. This is our poppy stamp with its matching background die set. Now the dies, we're just using the outside one to this, but the dies are really lacy and really intricate. So this is actually one of the cuts done to give you a little sneaky peek of how they look if you wish to. But if you just want to use the outside one to create a topper style part of this, then you can do. Let's actually show you the dies and the stamps that we're talking about, and then I'll show you how they work. And then I've got 4 different sets to show you. So 8 different stamps, 4 different dies. So bear with me as we work through them. And then I promise you, we have an essentials pack for you. We got in lots of trouble last week that we didn't have one. But please be aware, they're not guaranteed. We don't bring you an essentials pack every week. So when we do have them, make sure you get in quickly, because they do sell out fast and they're not guaranteed every week. But if we feel we've got enough goodies to bring you, then we'll always have them when we can. So let's have a little look at your different dies and your stamps, and then we'll play with them. So this is die set number 2, just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. So as I said, we're using the outer die, but they also come with all these fancy dies in here that you can use individually or you can use them together if you wish to. You can even die cut bits out of the ones that you've stamped on top of if you want to, or we can create apertures with them and hide our stamped panels behind them. The options really are endless. Your stamps, just to give you a little sneaky peek at a couple of your designs of stamps. This one, for instance, is a really nice daisy design, and then this one is a really beautiful poppy one. Now, I have lots and lots of favourites today, so I'm probably going to be bandying that word about a bit too much. But this one is one of my favourites. I think it's beautiful. So I have that ready to show you how these work. First of all, we're going to play with this one just so you can see them as they're fresh out of the pack. So this one is literally straight out of the packet. You can see with a rubber stamp that one of the bonuses is how deep the impressions are. So when you do come to stamp with them, you're going to get a really good image. They're going to be really crisp and they're just lovely stamps to work with. If you're used to working with acrylic stamps and you're thinking, oh dear, how on earth am I going to use that? Don't fear. They're not very different at all when it actually comes to working with them. Your stamps come ready cut. They also come ready mounted onto U-mount. All you're going to do is take the protective layer off of the back of it, and then they're now ready to stick onto any style of stamping block you use. Whether it be one of the push-down presses, or the opening-close presses, an acrylic block, a rocker block, whatever it is you're using to do your stamping, there is no reason these shouldn't work with them. So as I said, I've got one of my favourites that I've already got here. I've taken the protective layer off the back so it's ready to stick, and we're going to use it with one of our push-down presses. So I'm just going to stick my stamp on, just a little bit of pressure, and that should now be there good and proper for us to use. I'm just going to ink this one with some Memento ink, but you can use whatever inks you want to. If you want to heat emboss these, you can do. You'll see that on some of my samples today as well. There really is no stopping you once you've got these. The options are endless. I'm going to actually stamp this one just onto a sheet of card, and then if you wanted to, you could then use your die cut, layer it on top with a bit of masking tape and cut it out. If you prefer, like these ones here, you can cut your shapes out first, and depending on what stamping block you're using, that might be an easier way for you to then stamp onto them if you wish to. But it's up to you. There's no right or wrong. Both ways will work, just whatever you personally find easier. When you come to do your stamping, these are quite large stamps and they're very detailed, so do make sure you give them a good press in all the right areas. We don't want to miss any bits. The good bits with a stamp press like this is if you do, you can go back and line it up and re-stamp it. Same with the sort of open and close book style stamp presses if you're using one of them. Now you can see that we have our very beautiful stamped image. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love this. Now, as I say, you can now take your die if you want to. So we'll just pinch that die off the top here. Please excuse my arms. And you can just mask and take that in place, send it through your die cutting machine, and you will end up with a perfect topper, which you can then paint in, colour, do whatever you wish to, or just leave it as it is. If you wish to leave them on the card, of course you can. You don't have to die cut them. If you're not somebody who's got a die cutting machine or you're not too big a fan of dies, you don't have to do the die cut bit. You can just buy the stamps on their own. We do have everything available individually. So if you want the dies, you can buy them. If you want the stamps, you can buy them. Or of course, being a Sunday showcase, we have a great offer if you do wish to buy all of them. So let's pop this one back over here and we're going to start with collection number 1. And then as I say, we're going to work through your 4 different collections and end up showing you your essentials pack towards the end. So this is die set number 1 you're looking at here. Now the dies themselves, we haven't spoke too much about this, but there is so many ways we can use these. You're getting an outside edge to your die, which is this bit, the bit you're going to use to do your stamp on. So if you look at this is one we've cut out and we've stamped on there and painted it in. So that's your outside edge. We then have a really nice delicate inner edge that doesn't have a blade around the outside or the inside. So if you wish to just cut this into your card and have it just as a sort of delicate frame, you can do. We then have a smaller inner edge, which again means that we can nest it inside these ones if we want to create delicate pieces with apertures in the middle. You can nest all 3 of them together to create a frame like this one here, to give you an idea. So that's them 3 used in one go. Or we've got 3 more dies here as well that you can also use. So you've got another delicate one. This means that it doesn't have a blade on the inside or the outside, so it's just going to cut these nice perforated style holes in it. We then have another one to go in the middle of that, which means we can cut that out as a frame or an aperture. You can nest it back with a biggie if you wish to. And then we have another little delicate panel in the middle there. Now there are so many combinations of how we could cut these. I could have hundreds of cards and still not show you all of the different ways you can use them. But one of the ones I really like is this one. So this is using just the delicate large. So let me get that one back so we can show you. So that's this one to cut in all the really nice holes around the edge of it. And then we've popped this one, if I can catch it, in the centre of it just to cut the hole out. So if you do want to make apertures for your cards, these are really, really good for that as well. Obviously, I've just done this out of a 7x7 card, just an ordinary white 7x7 card. I've purposely put it off to one side just so you're getting an idea of size. But of course, you could pop these wherever you want to. Depending on your size card, you could even put on a couple of them. Or if you wish to, you could even bring in some of the smaller dies and cut them on different areas depending on what you're doing. Of course, this means we could stamp one of the images and pop that in behind it if you wanted to create a different style of card. Or you could, of course, hang things in the apertures. There really is no end to the ways we could use them. So that is die set number 1. And as I say, if you do wish to buy it on its own, it is only $13.99, that one. And considering the amount of dies we're getting and the amount of options you're getting for your money, that really is a lovely die set to have. We then have 2 matching stamps. So you've already seen a little sneaky peek of this one, which is our really lovely floral one. I quite like the way it's got a distressed edge around this one. If you do wish to buy that, that one is stamp 2 and is available for just $4.99. Which again, if we look at the fact that already got your U-mount on, so you're not purchasing your U-mount, the stamp is already cut for you, and the actual size and dimensions of these, they're really good value stamps. And if you do just wish to stamp just the images, of course, why not just get the stamps? For stamp design number 1, we have our really nice Art Deco style roses, and then we've got this really lovely lattice bit going around the top here. This is the one I showed you a little earlier where we was taking the backing off of it to show you how easy they are to adhere to your blocks. Now, if you're looking at that set and thinking you really want all of them, then of course, being a Sunday showcase, we have some lovely offers for you as well. So these offers are all on until Saturday, the 9th of June 2018 at 5 PM. So this is Bundle 1. Bundle 1 consists of the die set I just showed you and both of the stamps. And you can have all of those bits for just $19.99. So you're making quite a huge saving here and getting all of them options. So many ways you're going to be able to use them. So I want to show you with some of my cards bits I've been doing with them. And then we'll move on and show you bundle number 2, 3 and 4, so on. So this is my first card. So on here we of course have the outside die that I've actually done twice because I wanted to sort of lift it out a little bit, give it a bit more depth. I've then used stamp number 2 on the top of it, and I've just stamped that in green ink, a bit like we did for our first one when I showed you how they worked. And then I've painted in around the edge with some lilac inks just to tone in my papers. Now it's worth having a little look at the papers here because of all of these papers, or this paper in particular, is actually going to be in your essentials pack. so is the pearl card in the background, and so is the ribbon. The little tab that the birthday wishes is on is actually out of the next set of dies, so that's out of set 2. So if you haven't already got a little oval, or you'd like another one for your collection, that is actually in the next set of dies we're going to be looking at. For your next card, now this one's trying to show you the stamps and the dies, so if you do get both, how you can actually use them together to make different effects. So this is quite a large card. It's actually 30 centimetres by 23 if I remember rightly, but about that, so it's not far off of a 12 by 12 in width at least. But of course you can make them to whatever size you wish to. This one is using the solid backing to make my red card, the part under here. I've then used the lacy die with the outside edge to cut the black bit, and then I've used just the solid inner to make my little panel here. I've then distressed the orangey bit and the red bit just using inks and stamped over the top of them. Over this one, sorry, with some script as well. Over this side, we've got obviously the large outside edge just left as it is. That's actually matted onto a piece of black card just so it gives it a bit of a dark undertone. And then I've stamped on top of it using stamp number 1, which obviously is the really lovely rose one with the lattice bit on. I just love that stamp, I think that's beautiful. Over here, we've repeated the same as we did on panel 1. In the background, your paper here and your ribbons are all going to be in your essentials pack as well. So is the sheet with your butterflies on. Now, if you are a regular to my videos, you may remember a couple of weeks ago we had a really lovely 12 by 12 sheet full of really pastel-y, lilac-y butterflies that we cut out and layered on a lot of our cards. Well, today we're bringing you a vintage version. So all of the butterflies you see like this throughout my cards are actually going to be on one sheet for you that's in your essentials pack. So we'll have a little look at that shortly, but it's nice to know it's coming up. On to our third card from this collection. This time I've heat embossed my image using copper embossing powder on black card. Now again, this is stamp number 1. I've actually taken a knife and cut the part out of the middle here, just because I wanted to create a bit of a window. Underneath my black level, I've then got a white level, which I've done my stamping onto, just to have that verse come through it. This is a really quick and simple card, nothing at all complicated, but I just love how simple you can make your cards with these stamps, and yet they still look beautiful and elegant. It's a bit more of a modern twist, this one, so a lot you can do with these if you do like a more modern take on them. So that was offer bundle number 1, $19.99 if you like the dies and the stamps, or you can of course just buy the dies for $13.99 and your stamps for $4.99 each. I'm hoping by now that your cogs are whirring and you're full of ideas of what you want to be doing with these collections, because there's just so much you're going to be able to do. I have a feeling it's going to be very, very busy on our Sunday Showcase Shares page. If you haven't found our Sunday Showcase Shares page yet, it's a group on Facebook whereby if you've bought any of our products from our Sunday Showcases, you can make anything you wish to and then share them on that page, just so all of us can have a little look at your ideas and, to be honest, pinch our favourites so we can make our own cards along your lines too. There's already lots of cards on there from previous Sunday Showcases, so if you have purchased any of them products or you're still on the fence about a few of them, have a look and see what other people have been doing. I only bring you 12 or 15 versions of ideas every week, but we're starting to see that there's so many ideas out there from all of you lot that you've all got your own twists on them, and it's lovely to see what you're doing. So if you haven't shared on there yet, please do, and if you haven't found it and become a member, please do. I will link that group into the description, whether it be on Facebook or YouTube, so if you haven't yet got it, you can go on there and have a little look. On to bundle number 2. So again, same setup. This time we have our 2 stamps. Now we had a little cheeky look at these earlier, didn't we? This is stamp number 3. This is your poppies. That's the one that we used to do your first stamp, so you actually see how they worked. We then have stamp number 4, which is your daisies. Now, one of the bits I really like about the daisy one is it's a really good one for if you wish to use it horizontally or vertical. There's nothing preventing you using that in either direction. So if you do want to put different sentiments or verses in the middle, sometimes it's nice to have the ability to go in both directions. We then have your die set number 2. Now, again, this one's a jam-packed set of dies. We've got your outer edge, we've got your really delicate inner edge, and then we've got that really nice tag bit in the centre, sunburst part in there, a little individual oval, and then a really nice little delicate oval part in the centre of that one. So again, lots of dies in there for your money. As I say, that set is $15.99. This is it cut out. I did give you a little sneaky look at this earlier, but this is it cut out if you do wish to use all of the cut-in parts. So we haven't used the outside edge to make that sort of tag sentiment part, and we haven't used the oval just to cut that part out. But if you want to, you can do, obviously. So it will free them from the card, give you more options of what you can do with them if you wish to. We also have for you the card that shows you how they look if you cut them into the card. So this one's showing you again, just if you do want to pop them into the card, and this is just the outside edge with the inside sentiment style tag part being cut out. I think these are lovely. There's just so many options of things we could do with them. Again, if you imagine it on the bottom of your card like that with your little sentiment possibly in there, so many bits we can do with that. And again, the die works really well as a horizontal or a portrait too. So there's quite a lot we can do with that set. If you do wish to purchase all of the bits in a bundle, then this is your bundle offer 2. So code bundle 2. Again, this set is only $19.99, so that's giving you your die for $15.99, and then both of you $4.99 each stamps, all for just $19.99. So a really good little set there too. Cards we've made with this one, we had a little sneak at this one earlier. So this is obviously using stamp number 3, your $4.99 stamp. This time I've just cut my layers out of white and out of black. The white card used for this is actually in your essentials pack. You're going to be getting 10 sheets of the white card in there, so you're going to be able to do lots of them if you wish to. Underneath there we've got some black card. You're going to be getting 5 sheets of that in your essentials pack, and the red tartan that you can see on here again is in your pack, as well as the ribbon to make your bows and your little wraparounds. So your essentials pack really has got quite a lot in it. I'm just getting you ready. I know you're going to want one of them, but it's good to point out what you're going to be getting in there. The stamp itself, I've stamped it on. I've then done another one on a spare sheet and cut out and layered my poppies just to give them a bit more depth. Of course, you could have glittered them up if you wanted to, added gems here and there. The options really are quite endless. That is your first card from this one. Moving on, I wanted to show you that if you don't want to go painting or colouring or using your alcohol pens, your pixie powders, your cosmic shimmer shakers, whatever medium it is you like to paint or colour with, you can just strip it back and keep it monochrome. So again, same set of stamps, which is your stamp number 3, obviously using your die set as well to cut out our layers. This time I've got one solid one for the top, which I've cut a hole out of the middle going around the edge of the frame with a knife to put my sentiment on the one below. So then that's another solid white one, and then at the very bottom of that I've got a solid black one too, just to sort of give that black edge around the side. When you catch it on different angles, I just think it fills it in a bit more and matches in the colours of the stamps or the ways of the stamps. Behind it I've just taken a sheet of card and stamped some script over the top just to match it together. Again, your ribbon is going to be in your essentials pack for this one. So quite a simple, crisp one, especially if you are doing monochromes at the moment. I know some of you might be because of our homework challenge. So we'll talk a bit more about our homework if you haven't heard of that in a couple of cards' time. But it's a nice little monochrome idea if you are working on that. This is your next card. So this is using stamp number 4, which is our really lovely daisy stamp. Again, I've cut twice out of the die, the actual die set 2. I've cut out using the middle die from your die set to create my little aperture for my sentiment. I've painted in all of my really lovely stamp work, again using distress inks, and I've stamped my little sentiment in the middle. I love this card. I love the way that they look so just, I don't know, just florally and beautiful. I really like that one. On the inside, we've then used the set of dies to create our backing panel using the outside one. I've left the middle solid, and then I've done a little topper one to go on the top to actually have the sentiment on. But again, as I said to you earlier, don't they work really well as a horizontal and a landscape? There is so many ways we could use these. You could even turn this quite easily into quite a nice easel card if you wanted to. There really is a lot of options you're going to have if you do go for these bundles. So that is offer bundle 2, $19.99, giving you your set of dies and your 2 stamps. And then when you're ready, we'll move on and we'll have a little look at number 3. So in set number 3, we are going to get stamp number 5. Lots of numbers today, isn't it? This is going to be confusing. So stamp number 5 is this one. Again, this is one of my favourites. I really love this. I quite like the ironwork styles edging around it. And it's just really good for all seasons. It's going to be one of them essential ones you go back to time and time again. This is it actually stamped, just to give you a little idea of how it's going to look. I've taken a knife to the middle of my one and cut out the aperture in the centre. But this is worth talking about as well. I know not all of you make cards. We have quite a lot of you who do scrapbooking as well. These frames would make perfect frames for your scrapbook albums. There's no reason we couldn't put photos in the middle of them. And the size of them would be perfect for your 12 by 12 pages. So if you are a scrapbooker, this really might be a good showcase for you too. Especially with your dies that are going to do your cutting for you. It's keeping it quite simple to create loads of frames. Lots and lots of options. And a frame like this one is so good because it's so universal. Depending on the colour scheme you do it in, we could pretty much dress this one up for just about any occasion all year round. So that is stamp number 5, $4.99. Then we have stamp number 6. Now this one's beautiful. It's a really lovely floral stamp set. Again, if you wanted to, you could cut them out and layer them up and decoupage them if you wish to, or you can of course just keep it quite simple and flat. This is stamp number 6, $4.99. Then of course we need your matching die. So this is die set number 3. This one's $13.99. And again we've got the outer edge, the delicate bit, the middle inner edge, another delicate bit, the tiny edge, and then this really nice sort of panel in the middle here that's just very Moorish and we can do lots with. This is it cut out as using all of the delicate bits and keeping out the middle edges so that it doesn't all come out in pieces. Of course if you want it in pieces you can use it like that. This is again one with lots and lots of options. Here is your card again cut just to show you how you can use it as a window if you wish to, or an aperture. Again, this is just using the delicate bit and the largest middle part for your cut out window. This one's a bit of a smaller die than the last two we've been looking at, but I actually think that works in its favour. It does mean that you can use it in a lot more areas, and again if you wanted to you could possibly even fit a couple of these onto your card if you wish to. Once again, this is a 7 by 7 card, so if we were looking at an 8 by 8 card you could certainly fit more on if you wanted. But there's lots of options we could do with that as a card. So now we've looked at your 2 stamps and your die set, we need to talk about your offer. So if you do wish to buy that one as a set, this is bundle number 3. Again, you've probably guessed by now, $19.99. So that will give you all of your dies and both of your stamps in that set. So let's have a little look at them actually on cards and see what we think of them, shall we? So this is another monochrome card. So this time I've layered my card and my paper. Paper again is going to be in your essential pack. I've then put it on top of my card and actually sent all 3 all together through my machine with the die on the top to cut out the layers. It did have to go for a couple of times, but that's more because my machine's a bit naff. But it will cut it out for you and create your window. I've then put a bit of acetate in behind it so I could put little gems on different bits of it. Of course, if you wanted to, depending on what design you're doing, you could add smaller butterflies on here or more gems, bit of glitter, whatever you want to dress up the acetate a bit more. Acetate, if you haven't used it in card making, is such a lovely medium because it gives you the ability to put things on in any place and it makes them look like they're flying or floating depending on the card you're doing. On the inside of my card, I've then stamped my image, which is stamp number 5, the one I said I really liked. It's actually been stamped in such a way that it is directly under the window. So that's a really easy way to do it, and it gives you quite a nice effect. Again, the oval here is actually out of your die set number 2, with just a little sentiment on as well. Now you might be noticing the peel off lines on this one too. You're actually going to get a sheet of them in your essential pack too. So if you are somebody who likes peel off lines, you will be getting a silver sheet of them in your packet. But that's quite an easy one to do, isn't it? But hopefully one that you think looks quite stylish. Moving on to our next card from this set. Now this is a different one I wanted to show you. Because of your die set gives you all of them stacking shapes, there's no reason why you can't make your own invertage or your own decoupage. So I've gone inwards, but you could have come outwards if you wish to. So I've taken 3 of my levels of the actual outside one. I've stamped on each one of them, I've painted them in, and then I've used the smaller shapes to nest and cut out the holes in the middle. So that gives you that sort of tunnel effect going into the card. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I did think that was quite a nice way to use them. Obviously, I've only shown you that with die set number 3, but quite a few of the dies lend themselves to doing that with as well. So you might want to look at some of the others, especially die set number 1, having 3 outside shape cuts, again, gives you that option quite nicely. On the inside, we've just got a simple sentiment stuck onto a couple of layers. Lilac card again is going to be in your essentials pack, as long with the paper that you're seeing on here. And again, our butterflies are off of that sheet of paper we were talking about a little while ago that's going to be in your essentials pack. You're also going to get some of the gold ribbon. So we really have tried to jam pack lots into your essentials pack this week. Moving on to your last card from this set. So again, this time we've gone for stamp number 6, which is your floral one. This time underneath it I've actually put one of the die cuts, so you're only getting to see the tips of it here, but I wanted you to see that you could layer them underneath and sort of twist them about a bit to give you different ideas. It's worth mentioning as well on this one and the last one, I didn't tell you, but I have actually stamped this one and heat embossed it in gold. So if you do want to heat emboss your stamps, as I said at the very beginning, there's nothing stopping you doing that. Just because they're rubber stamps, if you are new to rubber stamps, you can use them in all the same ways you can in acrylic. So if you do want to heat emboss with these, that's a really good way to get a nice shimmer to them. And if you are going to paint in your images, especially if you're like me and a bit messy, the embossing helps because it gives you them walls to put your paint inside. The doily around the outside here, this is just an ordinary paper doily. You are going to be getting them in your essentials pack as well. Underneath it, I have just done some distress inks on some card. This is the same card you're going to get in your packs. Same with the circle underneath. This is just a die cut circle, and I've inked them up to match in with my actual part in the centre here. Again, your oval for your sentiment is from your set number 2, your die set number 2, that little oval in the middle of them. So that was your third set. Now hopefully by now you're well and truly head spinning, don't know which one to go for, because I wouldn't know how to pick. I love all of them. But the good bit is they're not that expensive, are they? £20 a set, only 4 sets to pick from. So if you did really want to splurge, you could have all 4 for less than £80, couldn't you? So it's not the end of the world, but it is going to be a hard choice. And to make it even harder, we have our 4th set. If you weren't already confused over which one, I've got more of my favourites hidden in this one. So this is stamp number 7. I quite like this one because it's a bit more modern. And again, it's a general one. So if you do want to use it for Christmas or birthdays or anything you want to, it's a good one for that. Same with stamp number 8. Again, a really good general one. I love damask style, anything really, backing papers, stamps, embossing folders. So this one probably does tip it just a little bit as my ultimate favourite, but that's irrelevant. I'm sure you're going to pick your own by now. But this is stamp number 8. Again, stamp 7 and stamp 8 are just £4.99 each if you wish to buy them on their own. And then again, we have a really beautiful die set for you. This is die number 4 if you do wish to purchase it separately. It's £14.99. Again, with this one, you've got your outer edge. We've got a really nice delicate inner edge. We've then got a nice circle for the middle, and then you've got a really nice lattice bit in the very centre, which of course you can twist to whatever way you want your lattice to be. You can use them all individually, or you can use them like this to actually layer up and make a really nice delicate backing plate or topper die if you wish. So many ways we could use that, and at only £14.99 I can see this one going very quickly. About 3 weeks ago we had a lattice die and an oval that was on. That didn't actually have as many options or as layers as this one if I remember rightly, and that sold out incredibly quickly. So I have a feeling this one might follow suit and go very fast. Again, it's got lots of options, so you can use it like that. You can use them as your individual layers, or your card version this time is showing you just the delicate out with the inner circle. And I think that's really beautiful too. Once again, I can see this one dressed up in quite a few ways. If you wanted to glitter the swirls, you could, or use gilding wax or gilding polish. Maybe any of them products on this could really make that stand out a bit if you wanted to. Now, of course, you've probably guessed by now, but we have a bundle offer for you as well. Again, this one is £19.99 and it's bundle 4. Once again, it's giving you both of your stamps and your set of dies. So, again, how you're going to pick, I really don't know. They are all so beautiful. I wouldn't want to have to choose. It would be impossible. Let's show you some cards from this one so you can see if you can choose. So this is your first card. Really, really simple this time. This has got stamp number 7 on it. Again, just cut out my outside layer using die number 4. Stamped my image on it. Painted in a few details. Nothing too heavy. Added a little dragonfly die, which you can see on the website if you'd like that one. It's only £4.29. It's one of the many dies you can see on our website, or in store obviously. And then behind it we have our brand new backing paper. Now I show you this on one of the cards at the very beginning of today's video. This is actually brand new. I'd actually truthfully forgot I'd even ordered it. It arrived brand new out of the boxes yesterday and I stole them straight away for your essentials packs. So literally not even the staff have seen this paper. So you're getting a true sneak peek at these, and you are going to be getting a sheet of that in your essentials pack. You're also going to be getting your ribbons as well, so lots of ribbons going on this one. Most of those are in your essentials pack. Moving on to your next card, this time I wanted to show you how, if you wanted to, you could do your stamping and your dies and layer them over the top of each other. So just in case you can't see it too well, under here, which I actually think is a bit naughty because it's so beautiful I didn't really want to cover it up. This is stamp number 8 and I've heat embossed it in gold. And then I've taken my die and I've cut it as you see the cut earlier. This one, all of the different parts used on it, and I foam padded it on top of my actual stamped image. As I say, I don't know if I like it or not. I think that my problem is I think it looks really lovely, but I love the stamp so much I sort of don't want to cover it up. But it's good to see that you can layer them if you wish to. And there's nothing stopping you using the stamp if you do like it as much as I do. Maybe on the insert, or of course your envelopes, which we'll chat about in a moment. So many ways you can use them. There's nothing stopping you using it on more than one way on a card. I also think this set is quite good if you're going to be doing Christmas baubles, because I thought that was quite Christmassy in the gold and the white. And again, of course, there's no stopping you. You could do it on other colour cardstock as well. But I did think that one had quite a nice Christmassy effect to it, especially if you do cut the circle out of the middle of it. It really could look like a bauble. And if you like the baubles that we did, I believe on last week's showcase, when we made 3D baubles by sticking them back to back and turned it into a hanging bauble in a box, you could certainly probably pull something like that off with this set if you wanted to. Just to give you a different idea. Just off on a little tangent, I apologise. On to your next card. So this is your last card I'm going to show you today. This time I've been a bit cheeky. I said earlier I was going to talk to you about our homework group. If you haven't found it yet, we only launched this last Sunday, so it is brand new. This is why I haven't spoke to you about it before in a video. We've been doing homework in our lessons in Yarmouth for the last few weeks, and the people who have been coming have really enjoyed doing a different project and having a bit of a task to do. It started off, to be honest, as punishment because they've been being a bit rowdy. But they've really enjoyed it, and because of that, we've actually made it open to the world. Literally the world. Anywhere you live, you can take part. We've set up a group on Facebook, and every Friday we announce a new set of homework, a new project. So this week, and I'm going to try and do this by memory, and I'm a bit phasey, but this week you've got to do a monochrome card with a pop of colour if you wish to. It can be any theme, any size, but if you do that and take part, you'll get an A. If you wish to get an A+ as your grading, then you have to take part in doing the bonus elements. Now the bonus elements are using a topper with love or best wishes and adding a dragonfly. Now the dragonfly can be anything. It can be a die cut, a stamp, a ribbon, a stencil, whatever you wish to, but you just have to have a dragonfly on it if you want an A*. We're not grading them individually as a personal thing, as in B's and C's and that. This isn't a competition, it's just being done for fun. So if you do want to take part, you will get an A for taking part or an A* if you do add on the bonus items. It doesn't matter if your work isn't fantastic, trust me. I make enough cards that you never see because they look horrendous. Some of them you even still get to see, I apologise. But it's all about just sharing your ideas and seeing what other people are doing. And we hear so many times that people don't have friends or family who really share an interest in their card making. Come along and show us. Let's all chat together and share ideas and see what you're going to create. So again, in your description to your video, whether you'll be looking at this on YouTube or Facebook, we'll post a link to that group as well. Once again, make sure you become a member, and then that way you'll get to see all of the different posts. Last week I think we had about 15 people take part, but as I say, it did only start last Sunday, so do get in on this if you wish to join in. It's completely free and it's just a bit of harmless fun. But this is my card for that anyway. I got told off that I hadn't been taking part, so this is the card I've done for that. Again, I've used your stamp number 8 for this one. I really do love that stamp, and again in black and white I thought it looked quite nice and ticked my homework box. Paper-wise in the background, you're going to be getting this in your essentials pack. So again, if you are going to take part in the homework, your essentials pack's quite a good way to get quite a bit of monochrome stuff to work with as well. So if you do like the idea of joining in, it might be a good place to start. One of the other things I haven't mentioned to you is our embossing folder. Now this is our embossing folder, which is code Scroll. It's a 5x7 folder, it's $7.99. I've actually used this on a few of the cards through today's video, but this is the one where you can see it the best. So this is all of the scroll work in the background of this card. We actually launched this folder back on our Glitter Kiss video about a year ago, maybe even longer, and it's struggled to stay in stock ever since. So we've brought it back. It's now back in stock. It arrived in stock today. So if it is a folder you like the look of, again, it's on the website, back in stock, and it's available on the Sunday Showcase tab. Now then, let's go to your essentials pack. Now, as I said, we've actually got in quite a bit of trouble this week because we didn't have an essentials pack last week. So we didn't think we could do it to you 2 weeks in a row. We had to bring them back. But as always, our essential packs do sell out incredibly quickly. So while we've got these, do jump on and get it while you can. We'd never imagine they're going to be around very long. We do genuinely struggle to keep up with supply on this. This week your bundle is worth £18.29, and you can purchase all of this for just £12. Bear that in mind as I talk you through all of the bits you're going to be getting, because there is so much in this bundle, it's ridiculous. We're going to start off over here. This is a single-sided 12x12 paper of your red tartan. We then have like an ivy background wallpaper style. Again, it's single-sided and only 49p to buy individually, but you're going to be getting it in your bundle. So that's your first £1 worth of value. We then have 3 doilies. Like, as you see one of these on my cards, I love these. They're such fun to work with, especially if you're doing 7x7 or 8x8 cards. Then these colours of Centura Pearl will look familiar. You've seen these on a lot of my cards today. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets of Centura Pearl. These are all A4. We've just tucked them in here so you can actually fit everything we're going to show you onto one table. We've then got 5 sheets of A4 black card. Again, A4 in size, so good for all your different matte and layering, and great if you're going to be taking part in the group. We then have 10 sheets of Wedding Ivory cardstock. Now, this is a really lovely pearl one. All of the white you've seen on my cards today is Wedding Ivory. Well, I keep saying white and I keep calling it Wedding Ivory because it is a very white ivory. I don't really get where the ivory bit comes from, if I'm honest, but I'm not very good with colours, so it could just be me. But it is Wedding Ivory, and you're going to be getting 10 sheets of that in your packet. You're also getting a A4 sheet of brown and an A4 sheet of this really lovely golden yellow. The golden yellow one is actually linen, so it's got quite a nice texture to it as well. We used that on our daisy card towards the beginning of today's video. You're also going to be getting a sheet of acetate, so that one that I show you with acetate in the window. If you haven't tried acetate before, this is a really good acetate. It's a thin acetate, so this might come as a bit of a surprise, but you can actually heat this as well. So if you want to stamp and emboss on it, you can do. We do 2 different weights of acetate. The thin one you can heat and emboss on, the thick one you can't, it just melts. But this one, if you wish to do it, you can. You're also going to be getting a pack of peel-off lines. So again, lots we can do with those. You've seen them on quite a few of my cards today. We're then going to give you 2 6x6 cards, 2 7x7 cards, and 2 A5 cards. You're also going to receive the envelopes to go with those. All of the cards and the envelopes are pearlised, so they're a really lovely quality card and envelope. We sell these in packs in the store, so if you do fall in love with them when you use them, you can quite easily top them up. But they're a nice little way to start you off, especially if you do want to cut them apertures out with your dies out of your cards. These are going to be really good ones to do that with. We're then giving you 2.5 metres of a black cotton ribbon, which you've seen on an awful lot of my cards today. It makes beautiful bows, and there's actually 2.5 metres on this card ready for you. You're then going to get 1 metre of a gold sheer ribbon, 1 metre of a lilac sheer ribbon, and 1 metre of a slightly wider lilac satin ribbon. Double-sided 12x12s this week, you're going to get 3 of these in your pack. So this is the one that I told you is brand new, just come out of a box, never been seen by anybody but you and me. This is going to be in your pack. This is side 1. On the reverse of it, we have this really lovely white and grey swirly leafy design. Again, great if you're taking part in the homework. You're then going to get a sheet of your butterflies. Now, your butterflies are perfect for cutting out. You've seen quite a few of these dotted around on my cards. Again, I'm amazed. I felt I'd used quite a few, but I've hardly made an indent into my sheet. There was just so many on here. And especially if you're somebody who doesn't really like faffing about with dies and cutting and sticking and colouring, this might be a good sheet for you, especially if you want to spend your time doing lots of bits like that and then just stick these on as the top of bits on the top of it without too much faffing. Good little sheet to have in your collection. Again, on the back of this one, we've just got sort of a wallpaper style green effect. I don't know how well you're going to get to see that, but there is a pattern on there. But let's be honest, who wants that? We all want the butterflies, don't we? And then for your last sheet, we have a really nice damask style background. Again, grey in colour scheme, so great for your monochrome homework. And then on the back of that, we've got sort of a distressed wall effect. I quite like the ruler across the bottom, or tape measure. That's quite handy, could come in quite nicely. And then over this side, we have a couple more ribbons. So this time you're going to get 1/2 metre of your satin teal ribbon and 1/2 metre of your gold ribbon. And then, of course, we have your envelopes. As I say, you're going to get to go in with your cards. So that is this week's Essentials pack. Again, I'll give you a warning, they go very quickly. Please don't hang around. If you do want to get your hands on this, it's worth £18.29, and you can have all of this for just £12. So that's saving over a third. And these are genuine recommended retail prices and what we sell the items for in store, so you really can save a fortune by getting hold of this week's Essentials pack. One thing I wanted to point out to you just quickly, before we take a quick run through the different projects and bits we've done again, is why not stamp on your envelopes? Now, you're going to be getting envelopes, obviously, to go with your cards in your Essentials pack. These are just 3 of the stamps I've used to decorate my envelopes with. Again, some of them lend themselves to being portrait or landscape, but what a lovely way to add your name to the person you're going to send your card to, and finish off the envelope to match the card inside. So often I feel we put a lot of effort into doing your cards, and then we just leave the envelopes or leave the packaging plain. Which reminds me, if you are going to take part in the homework, that was the other part. I knew I'd forgot something. If you are taking part in the homework, the part to get your A star is you also have to decorate an envelope or make a box to pop your project into. So again, good way to get in on this if you are going to be taking part of the homework. This is a great idea that you can steal of mine. If you do end up with this week's products, you could use them to help you out with your envelope as well, or your box. So quick run through your different sets. We're going to work backwards this time, so don't forget you've got bundle 4, £19.99, going to give you your stamps and your die set. If you do wish to buy them individually, you can do. We have die number 4 for £14.99, stamp number 8 for £4.99, stamp number 7 for £4.99. We then have bundle number 3. Bundle number 3 again is only £19.99. It's going to give you all of your dies again from die set 3, and you're going to get stamp 6 and 5 in that one. So again, £19.99. Or if you wish to, you can buy them individually. So die 3 is £13.99, stamp 6 is £4.99, stamp 5 is £4.99. And then we have bundle number 2. So bundle number 2 is going to give you the 2 stamps again and your set of dies for just £19.99. If you do wish to buy those ones individually, you want die number 2, which is £15.99, stamp number 4, which is £4.99, and stamp number 3, which is £4.99. And of course, we then have bundle number 1. Bundle number 1 again gives you 2 stamps and the set of dies from die number 1. Again, only £19.99. If you do wish to buy them individually, you can do. Die set number 1 is £13.99, stamp number 2 is £4.99, and stamp number 1 is £4.99. I truly have no idea how you are going to choose through these this week. There is so many lovely bits there, and I have a great feeling that you're going to have so many ideas of what you want to do with them. If you do wish to order these, you can order them on our website. We will post them to you anywhere. It doesn't matter if you live at the end of the road or if you live the other side of the world. If you are going for international shipping, please do check out the frequently asked questions page on our website. That will explain how our international shipping works. If you are shopping and you wish to have them posted within the UK, not a problem. If you spend over £35, you will receive free UK P&P. If you spend less than £35, then P&P is just a flat rate of £2.75. If you don't wish to order on the website, you can of course order via Facebook, YouTube, Instagram or Twitter, by text, or you can pick up the phone during store hours and talk to us at one of our stores. Or of course, you can pop in store and collect any of the products you wish to have in store. Lastly, before I leave you, I wanted to show you something else. Now, obviously that's all our Sunday Showcase bit that we do here at Craftmania, but we also do loads of kits. These are actually just come back in stock this week. Our kits are really good fun. If you are going to be ordering one of these Sunday Showcase products, you might want to add on a kit. The kits only start at $3.99, they go up to $15.99. We do lots of different versions. The kits come like this, so you're going to get them in a bag. On the front, on the one side, you're going to get the instructions. The instructions explain how it all works. There's actually 6 or 7 pages, depending on which kit you go for. Some are a little less, some are a little bit more, depends on the difficulty of the kit. They tell you step by step. They're purposely wrote so that even if you've never done card making before, hopefully this will give you an insight into how to make it. And if you do get stuck, you can always talk to us online, in store, or over the phone. On the other side of your kit, you actually get all of the bits you need, obviously. So everything pretty much is provided in here for you. All you need to add is things like glues, knives, trimmers, bits like that. If you do look at these online, then this list is there telling you what you need and what you will receive. If not, if you do pop in store and look at the kits, then as I say, you can see it on each kit, the bits you're going to get included and the bits you need. Value for money wise, the kits actually work out to the equivalent of if you come in store and bought all the components yourself. So we're not actually overcharging you for the fact that we've designed it, wrote the instructions, packaged it together. It's all done free of charge, just to hopefully share some ideas with you and let you create some of the projects we've done in previous classes or ideas I've come up with that I haven't yet done in classes but give you the opportunity to do. So a few of them, just to give you an idea of some of them and different prices, we have an exploding box. This one's at $8.99. And if you haven't seen an exploding box before, that's what it does. Take off the lid and all of the different bits comes down. So this will give you full instructions how to make this, all of your ribbons, bows, die cuts, everything you're going to need to actually make this. As I say, other than your tools and your glues, is included for you. If you do wish to order this by a code, by one of the mediums mentioned earlier, you just want code exploding box to get yourself one of them. Another Christmas one we have is our fireplace. This one's $7.99. So this is to give you a nice 3D fireplace. You're going to decorate the inside and the outside of the card, and you're also going to be given all the bits you need to make a matching box and instructions to do so. So that's your fireplace kit, $7.99. These ones are a little bit easier and a lot cheaper. These ones are our basic kit. This one, for instance, is only $3.99. This one is our train kit. So on the front we have our decoupage, lots of papers and layers going through here with our little hanging happy birthday bit. And you're also going to be given the bits you need to decorate your envelope for this kit as well. So that one is code TRAIN if you like the look of that one, only $3.99. The next one is our flowers kit. Again, this one's an easel card, so it's going to give you all the bits you need to decorate the outside and the inside. And again, you're also going to do your envelope for this one as well. That one's only $3.99, code flower. Another $3.99 one is our cottage one. This time you're going to be doing a twisted easel. Again, it's going to give you all the instructions on how to do that and all of the bits you need to do it. You're also seeing some large doilies used again, so more ideas of bits you're going to get in your essentials pack. You're also going to do your envelope in this set as well, so lots of bits in that one. That one is code cottage and is in stock at only $3.99. So many people struggle with Man's cards. We get told that all of the time. So this is another Man's one, a bit like the train one. This is your motorbike one. So again, we've got a reverse easel going on this time. This one's only $3.99. You're going to get all the bits you need in there to create this card. And again, you've also got an envelope that you're going to decorate too with a few components that are in your kit. Once again, code for that one is code motorbike. If you are thinking Christmas, we also have another Christmas one. This is our Christmas shadow box. So again, you're going to get all your instructions, all the bits you need to make this one. It really is a lot easier than you're possibly imagining it might be. This one is $7.99 and is code shadow. All of those at the time of filming are currently in stock, but we do go through our kits incredibly quickly. So if you do like the look of these, again, you can reserve them to collect in store. You can do that either by telling us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any of our social media accounts, the items you would like, and we'll have them held for you to collect in store for up to 7 days. You can use our click and collect service on our website if you do wish to collect from our Great Yarmouth or Lower Stuff store, or of course, once again, you can have them posted to you within the UK using our free P&P if you spend over £35 or a flat rate of £2.75 for orders under £35. Or once again, you can have these shipped anywhere in the world. This week alone, we've sent them off to Australia and America. Once again, not a problem. Just check out the frequently asked questions page and it will tell you how our international shipping works. Hopefully you've enjoyed today's video. I really truly hope you have. Hopefully we've given you some ideas as well. If you've enjoyed today's video, please share it. We love it when you share our videos. The more people who watch them, the more products we can bring to you, the bigger and better we can make our videos. Equally, if you're watching this on YouTube and you haven't yet subscribed to it, please do. This week we've just gone over 850 subscribers, which is just amazing. We're heading for 1,000 and desperate to get there. So please, if you can share it or subscribe to it if you haven't yet, we would truly appreciate it if you do. If you have enjoyed our video on YouTube, please do give us a thumbs up. Same on Facebook. We really do love to see that you enjoy watching them. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I'll be back next Sunday with a brand new video for you. Hopefully I'll see you then. Bye for now.